This certainly is a long time coming. But I think I'm going to need a little bit more lighting. No. Extra pillow. Oh, hope you guys enjoyed the view of the kitchen. All right, so this is practically my first time doing this, and well, I'm gonna have to take the vest off for this because it might gonna be a long while. All right, so to begin, for those of you that don't know who I am Jaden underscore X1, and I am a small time streamer from 2015 to 2024. And I enjoy what I do, streaming some games, having great conversations with people that came by. Um, so normally, I would. Uh, you know what? Let's see if I can turn that sound off. All right. I'm on the USS Midway in California. Oh, so that means you're in a boat. What's up, Slayer? All right, so now this is a message to Merry Christmas to you too. All right, so this is practically a message to 722 subscribers that have subbed to the channel. I am always grateful for your company, for always chilling, for always relaxing, for always watching while I'm streaming, and at the same time have a grand old time, especially when Doomslayer's being a turd. But I'm just kidding. He Doomslayer is a big part of the chat, and he's kind of took the habits of being a jester after the original jester, James Clown um, S. Young. James S. Young is one of the originals on my channel and on my community, and I could not have appreciated him enough. Um, the originals like Brandon Spazic, 90, um, James S. Young, Doomslayer, Unknown Gaming, JP the Dude, Mufasa Armstrong. I, can, I cannot forget him. James, what's up? Did I hear my name? Yeah, you heard your name called. I was just acknowledging the originals of this channel that helped grew it the way it was today, and I wanted to acknowledge all of you guys for that. And I've already named some of you veterans out there. Um, Here, I wanted to talk about the events that went down in 2024, and I thought it would be a perfect time to do something different this year instead of just usually making a video thanking a fair amount of subscribers that have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and um, then kick off the end of 2024 with the reveal of the games that I will be streaming in 2025. And some of the games that you will see, you guys, I am predicting y'all might have mixed reactions of. That's pretty much all I will say to that. The hint of most of the games that I'll be streaming is that the games that I wanted to get for Christmas, I kind of decided to um, hmm, wait on that till next year. Usually I would stream a surprise video after the end of every video that I'm going to be streaming every year. And the surprise games that's going to go along with the two platforms of YouTube and Twitch, I think you guys also might going to have mixed reactions on, but that is completely up to you guys. Oh, how nice. Thank you. Yeah, it has been a very long road for the veterans like you. I really wish you could play Remnant 2, but it takes a lot of time. Well, hey, so does Final Fantasy 16. I think you were there on Twitch, and I still haven't finished that yet on YouTube. So possibly that's going to transfer over to 2025. Some of you who have been there on Twitch for Final Fantasy 16, I also wanted to thank you guys for that, for being with me on that journey on Final Fantasy 16. I was obsessively excited to play that game on Twitch, and it was a boatload of fun. A boatload of fun with a heck of a lot of lore. It's almost too much for my brain to process. That's what a heck of a lot of story is. I am, oh wow, I'm being like Sylvester right now. I have a list of events that I've decided to document, and I thought making a video of that would be way too big for all the ones that I just written down. So I thought I would make a video of it instead. So, to my mods, if possible, can you please share the video on Discord under going live on Discord? Because I pretty much would like to invite everybody to come if they're interested. Because this I'm pretty much about to turn into a podcast for. And that head is big enough to hold. You are a clown for life. If my channel gets big enough, and if I were to make custom clothes, the first clothing I'm gonna make is after you, James the Clown, or Don't Be a Jester, or whatever. I'll think of something for your behind, James. Man. All right, so before I go through this list, I wanna also acknowledge a few streamers that have inspired me to stream in the first place back in 2015. The names of those streamers are, hopefully I can remember them all. I know, let's see, Chris Smooth, Houndish, My Name is Bife, Rick Cackus, More Console, that's 5. So that's 5 individuals that I've named that has inspired me to stream, because I've been watching their videos and they were inspiring. The 4 of them out of 5 were Destiny streamers, and the other 2, I know Chris Move is a stealth specialist, because I think one of his first videos that I've looked at was and had something to do with Assassin's Creed 3. he's always big on the stealth aspect, so that's one of the reasons why he inspired me to stream, as well as other Destiny streamers like Rick Kakis, My Name is Bive, Houndish. Those three individuals also were the ones that influenced me further to become a streamer because of what they do. Bife has a reputation of being called the lore master, the lore daddy, because he's a master of storytelling when it comes to the games that he play or the game that he was about to live stream or whatnot. He would research on it. He would research on the lore on certain games, and he the majority of his videos he did Destiny for quite the long time, from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. And Houndish and Rick Kakis, they are like, I want to say, the news reporters of Destiny, um, which is which is kind of why those guys were a big influence. And the other streamers that I also wanted to thank and inspire for inspiring me further to work on my own content and to make it slowly better. Uh, One of them, which is HMK. For those of you that haven't heard of him, he is a variety streamer that streams Zelda, Persona, uh, Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts, which happened to have a big place in this extra large heart of mine, James. Yeah, my head is the right size, man. um, HMK was a theorist, and he HMK is a theorist when it comes to Zelda, when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. His theories on certain games that he loved to stream, that he loved to talk about, and inspired me further to continue on to be a streamer. And he goes on to play other popular games like Marvel Rivals, and I'm trying to remember here, Fortnite, Persona. Man, I remember I remember HMK streaming or yeah, streaming the Persona series, and I think I was there for season one because some of his reactions to certain parts of the levels that he played on Persona 1 got me laughing. I including the Thanos the Thanos meme that he put on his Elgato, and what that when he pressed the button for Thanos to come out, what he does is that he twerks, he dances, and then he oh man, if you guys were to check him out, he would back then mm, he would have had you laughing so hard he would had y'all go to the bathroom. That's how hurt your stomach is going to be when you're done laughing. Oh my goodness. Uh, but yeah, HMK was the chillest and legendary streamer I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. And also, oh, I definitely cannot forget him. CB Gray. CB Gray. He man, I remember when he first started his Twitch, one of his first no, one of the videos that I've seen, I think he was streaming Destiny 1-ish or 2. And when he decided to jump to Twitch, I immediately saw subscriptions and follows just blowing up his computer, his console. I mean, whatever he was streaming on, I mean, he was blowing up like a celebrity, like popcorn in a movie theater. He he right there was a big inspiration when he was a Destiny streamer, and a Destiny streamer still. It's just that he's taking a break right now. Yeah, those are the streamers I wanted to acknowledge on this video that I've seen. Um, I think there was another streamer that I've seen also. Oh, JP, what's up? What's up? What's up? One of the streamers I wanted to acknowledge is Sting's son. I remember watching his video, and this is when I first discovered him. He was the son of the legendary wrestler Sting, who I grew up watching, from WCW to TNA and AEW. He's been on 3 brands, WWE included. So that's, well, let's see. Sting was on WCW first, and then he was on TNA, and then he was at AEW, and then WWE. Four wrestling companies for the past decade. And he probably did some dark matches as well, some Black Ops matches that we didn't know about. Sting is an absolute legend, as well as Lex Luger. I grew up watching him as well. I mean, I can go on and on about the wrestlers that I've seen in the past, but I don't know how much battery power my phone would take off of that. So I guess that will be a conversation for another day, or we can come back to it. All right. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do a video instead of one of the reasons why I wanted to do a live is because the video, making a video for 722 subscribers to thank, and plus this is kind of not gonna fit in one video. So I thought a live would be beneficial instead of making a regular video. I always used to watch Lex Luger. Lex Luger, man, woo. When his music hit, down, 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 wow, 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 wow. I remember those days. I mean, I remember him versus Hulk Hogan when he won the heavyweight championship. I remember when he crossed Bill Goldberg and then turned around and joined the Wolfpack. And then next thing you know, it's NWO Wolfpack versus the New World Order NWO. I mean, like I said, I could go on and on about it. But this is the reason why I'm doing a live, because I think a video would not fit everything that I would want to say in that particular order. I am sorry, everybody. I didn't know Jaden was going to try and sing. No, man, I wasn't going to sing. No. I would let you know ahead of time if I were to sing, James. Ric Flair is the man. Ric Flair is not only a legend, but absolutely hilarious. I mean, I probably do this real quick. Every time when somebody fights Ric Flair, every time when they fight Ric Flair, they would chop him. They would hit him in the face, and then he was dropped on the floor and everything. I mean, that man was a class clown every time he would fall down in the ring like that, like out of a cartoon show. Splat. Woo! By the way, Charlotte Flair is also coming back too, but if I were to guess, I'd say Charlotte Flair might return in the Royal Rumble. Same goes with AJ Styles, because there is a rumor about him returning as well. But we'll somehow get back to that. One of the first few events that I wanted to talk about, Matter of fact, I think I'll give you guys a sneak peek. I written all that. Y'all can screenshot it. You can do whatever you want. I'll even try to put it a little bit closer so that you can screenshot it. Oh, especially this. Screenshot it, do whatever you want. All right. So if you guys are enjoying the live thus far, don't forget to leave a like. And if you don't, if you're not enjoying yourself, then you don't have to like, or you don't have to like, you just put a dislike on there. Jesus, nephew writes better than that. Oh, hush up, James. Hey, I did the best I can, man. I don't even have a typewriter, so sue me. All right, so the first one I wanted to talk about is the passing of Akira Toriyama, April 1955 to 2024. I can go as far as going way back as to how I used to discover Dragon Ball Z. I can even tell you that I've seen the Frieza saga, the Cell saga, the Buu saga, the Tournament of Power saga, Dragon Ball GT. I even remember a classmate back at high school when I told him specifically, no, you don't have to put VH tapes in my book bag. But lo and behold, he smuggled them joints in my bag. And I did not know about it. But when I got the tape, I was like, oh, what the heck? I'll watch it anyway. And when I watched it, those tapes were around the time when Kid Goku was dealing with Baby. He's an alien that can possess you, basically. If you have like a scrape on your arm or a scrape on your leg or a cut in your face, he will infiltrate your body and then take control of you. So Akira Toriyama was a big part of anime. He made the Dragon Ball Z, as well as other anime shows that I did not know that he made. He will be missed entirely, and I mean entirely, by everyone. Shoot. For those of you who are Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z fans out there, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe Akira's last project was the Tournament of Power series, because there was another series before that. Excuse me. I can't remember that one. But Akira was an absolute legend in the anime series, and he will be greatly missed. I am having too much fun playing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Yeah, I gotta get that game. But Bills, man. Bills. I wanted to get Helldivers, Space Marines 2, but alas, the one word that I am not used to doing, and that's sacrifices. It was a family matter, though, which kind of causes me not to get the games that I wanted to stream next year. But at the same time, that's my fault for not writing down my Christmas list. So there you have it. Moving on to number two. I don't think nobody is not gonna ever want to talk about this. The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. The one where Jake won by unanimous decision. I've been told plenty of times that it was that it was sort of entertainment, an event or whatnot, not an actual fight or whatnot, an exhibition, if you will. I don't know too much about boxing, except for the one coworker or two that I know that knows a lot about that. So yeah, but when I first heard about Jake Paul going up against Mike Tyson, I thought that Tyson's gonna kill this dude. Tyson's gonna turn him into mashed potatoes. He's gonna turn him into smushed tomatoes. He's just pretty much gonna turn Jake into a speck of dust in the wind, a tumbleweed, if you will. But I guess, well, I guess it was all for show. I guess I don't know. So by all means, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, there was a couple of videos when I saw Mike Tyson went overboard, knocked out his trainer, let alone going beast mode on his training, into facing Jake Paul all the way up to that day when he fought against Paul. There was some stuff that was said at what's going on during the fight, and well, most people I know already said that it was going to be a like a publicity stunt or whatnot, or um, or fake. I don't know. But I do know that it had something to do with the word publicity stunt, or just a stunt for that matter. Or that a lot of us is going to be tricked when it comes to betting on the fight between Jake and Tyson. I even saw an instant classic of the Instagram video of, excuse me, this one dude who bet Tyson to beat Jake. As soon as he found out that Jake won by unanimous decision, that dude threw something heavy at his 75 to 80-inch TV. He cracked the jump. He even tried to yank the TV off the wall, and he went out upset, blowing a gasket when everybody knew from the start that it was all gonna be like an exhibition, nothing serious on boxing matches like that. Uh, eh, you win some, you lose some. This is why I don't bet on certain stuff. This is why I don't bet, period. But I did do a couple of bets with 95, and well, not a couple, but it was the one time or two times when me and 95 played Madden. One time, I almost beat him. Almost. Until he pulled off a Hail Mary and beat my behind not once, but twice. When you're a master at a certain game that you play, you would think that you would go up against challengers that plays the game more than you, but I suck at sports games, so getting my behind beat by 95 and later on by his youngest, Hoodie Aiden, kind of tells you that I suck at sports games. Akira Toriyama's last project was Dragon Ball Daima. Shoot, Akira did a heck of a job on Dragon Ball Daima. The last video I saw was finally, Vegeta went Super Saiyan 3. That was all I saw. I mean, I saw highlights of the show, highlights of the episode, but the last highlight that I saw was Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3 for the first time ever, catching up with Kakarot, aka Goku. About daggone time for the Prince of all Saiyans, don't you think? About daggone time they put some respect to the man's name. But Akira Toriyama's passing, the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. That one was those two. I think Akira's is probably more important than the Jake and Tyson fight. Just saying. But I think this next one is pretty much important as well. And I hope nobody didn't die off of this. But I think one person died off of this event at number 3. The collapse of the Baltimore Bridge. There was a time when I traveled with 95 when he was a trucker, and we went over Baltimore 3-4 times. I lost count after 3. Because most of the time I wanted to go with him on his trucking journey to keep him company. Because 95 has been like my older brother since I first started in Costco, and he was good friends with Mama X1 back at Walter Reed a couple of years back as well. This was before I met him in Costco. So I guess you can say 95 is the friend of the family, or in this case, he is family. But the bridge was a game changer. I didn't think a single boat were to collide against a bridge that would cause it to collapse. God only knows how frightened those people were when they tried to cross the Baltimore Bridge. I cannot imagine that, period. I would be scared to death for real, because I don't want to drown. I don't want to die. But there are events like that when you just want to think back on your life. The near-death situations would probably give you either a new perspective on life or just makes you have a flashback at what you've done from the beginning to end before you die. But the important part is where you spend eternity at. And that is way more important than any, because you would want to know where you're going. Up or down, heaven or hell. And that would probably be the scariest time for you to go without ever knowing Jesus, because Jesus is like your bus pass, your plane ticket into going home. Jesus is the only way to heaven. Make no mistake about it, no matter what other people say. Whether they think it's a book of fairy tales or me going crazy, cuckoo, 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 or or just say that I'm a bigot or a Jesus freak, whatever names they call you, probably won't matter. It won't matter, because as long as you have a relationship with Jesus, I don't think negative comments won't matter, period. Because Jesus will be the main focus of your life. Pray to him every day, before or after the stuff that you're about to do. Put him first before everything that you do. I think that's what Denzel Washington also said, especially when he became minister. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Denzel Washington, minister in training. The heck do you think that tells you about Hollywood? Speaking of which, I wanted to give a big shout out to both Kevin Sorbo and Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington, I'm pretty sure, turned 70. 70. 70 years old. That dude looked like he's in his 30s or 20s. He sure as heck don't look like 70. He doesn't even look 70. He doesn't look 70 for real, for real. He just look like he's in his 30s or 20s. Oh boy. But yeah, that's what Denzel looked like to me. He looked like he's in his mid 30s or back in his early 20s. And now on to number 4. And it's a long list of people that passed away at number 4. The passing of legends. Some of you might know. Louis, I'm about to read it. Look, Lowe's, y'all probably don't know him. Louis Gossett. He was in, I think he was in one of the Left Behind movies as well as other films. But yeah, Louis Gossett, 1936 to 2024. Mendiça, I'm hoping I got this wrong, and I'm hoping she's still living. 1976 to 2024. O.J. Simpson, 1947 to 2024. Carl Weathers, 1948 to 2024. Donald Sutherland, father of Kiefer Sutherland, 1935 to 2024. Donald was an exceptional actor, as well as his son Kiefer. I ought to know because I grew up with Papa X1 watching Kiefer Sutherland play his role as Jack Bauer in the 24 series. He's a daggone good actor. And my condolences to Kiefer and his family for the loss of Donald Sutherland. Yeah, 1935 to 2024. Chris Tofferson. Some of you guys know him as Whistler from Blade, as well as other movies that he starred in. He also passed away 1936 to 2024. James Earl Jones. That man made my childhood when he was part of the Lion King, when he was in Star Wars series, from New Hope to The Return of the Jedi. Yeah. James Earl Jones, 1931 to 2024. Dang. Quincy Jones, I think I've heard of him, but never seen him in action, unfortunately. But yeah, Quincy Jones, March 1953 to November of 2024. And I'm certainly going to miss this dude. Tony Todd. Tony Todd. December 1944 to November 2024. I've known that guy back when Kevin Sorbo was playing as Hercules when he was battling Dayhawk. That was the Dayhawk saga, and he was also in another role when he was in the Xena TV series. Excuse me, I had to belch. That's what I get for eating a big lunch. But yeah, Tony Todd, December 1944 to November 2024. And then on to number 5, solar eclipse. Oof. I've never seen a solar eclipse before, but my first time seeing it, it was all right. I mean, I've seen a little bit of it, but it was all right. The gas from KFC and cream of wheat. I just want to bunk you in the head with this empty Deer Park water bottle, you daggone clown. I had to belch. I did not fart. You got on my daggone nerves, man. Oh my goodness. The solar eclipse was all right. I believe I've seen a little bit of that. This was on April 8th, 2024 at precisely 6 p.m. 6 p.m. when I first saw it. And this was when I was at my job too. When everybody was outside taking a picture of the solar eclipse, when I saw it that first time, it was both biblical and scary at the same time, because that's when you know that Jesus is coming back. Every time when you tell a person Jesus is coming back, people would either ignore what you're saying, or they will get physical at you, or they will just call you all sorts of names, call you crazy, from a little kid to an adult, telling you to shut up and stuff, not to tell them about Jesus. When they tell you to, let me say this, when people tell a preacher or a Christian that's trying to tell them about God, about Jesus, and these people would tell you to shut up, don't tell me, or they will call you names or whatnot. You know what that tells you? They would rather be in hell than to be in heaven, or they just don't believe. They just don't believe. They would rather see it. They would rather see God than to believe God. That's what that is to me. But yeah, it's their choice. No one's not forcing them, but we were just telling them before it's too late, because you never know if their days might be their last. That's all I'm saying. You can clip this part and then tell them that too. At number 6, the one part I do not want to talk about much. Me getting infected by the stupid coronavirus again. I absolutely don't want to talk about that, because I was absolutely miserable. I mean, I had to soldier my way through a work day just trying to get home and to get myself as much rest as possible and to recover from the coronavirus. Everybody else can call it COVID. Even Obama call it COVID. I just simply call it coronavirus, because to me, that's what it is. I just want to call it as it is. They would rather call it COVID. I would rather call it Corona. Who knows? Maybe it's a good reason for me to stay away from alcohol. Ooh. Ooh. So, on to number 7. Drake versus Kendrick. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. Do you have any idea how many people that be telling me about Kendrick Kendrick versus Drake, and how Kendrick completely destroyed Drake in some of his songs that Kendrick created? Heck, even Kendrick ran Drake out of the country off of some of the songs that he made. And rumor has it that Drake is coming back in the comeback tour. I would love to see that, by the way. Drake versus Kendrick, man, that was wild. I had to look at the reactions of other streamers. And I had to look at the reactions of other streamers on a YouTuber's page whose name is J20. Big shout out to him, by the way, J20. One of the very reasons why he helped me save money from getting Netflix and Disney Plus. Well, not Disney Plus. I ain't gonna go that far, but let's say Netflix, because he also was the one that posted parts of Secret Invasion. He helped posted parts of The Last of Us season 1. If you don't believe me, go to search, look up J20, and go to his playlist. I think you'll be surprised at what you'll find. Big freaking shout out to J20 too. Big freaking shout out to him. That's how I even know about the Kendrick and Drake beef that I think is never going to stop anytime soon, because Kendrick released an album of sorts that somewhat talks about Drake, but at the same time brings a little bit of spice to his songs. The enjoyment, the beat, and the lyrics of the song that talks about certain things. Kendrick can either tell you or show you when he produce, create, and release a song into his album and post it on YouTube. And then J20 would pick it up and then post it on his channel, along with the reactions of each streamer who is into the music genre. Oh man, big shout out to J20 indeed. J20. Whew. And I think this one doesn't need no introduction. On to number 8. The P. Diddy and Dr. Disrespect allegations. I don't think none of us ain't gonna talk about the fact of Diddy's latest discovery on how he was beating up a young woman in a hotel room while trying to. Well, I guess you can say that case is closed as well. And Doc, well, let's just say he was in a bit of a allegation situation of his own, but somehow finds a way to rise up like the Phoenix. And not only did he return to stream, um, um, Dr. Disrespect practically did a let's say he did, well, not let's, but he practically did a second coming on his own channel, because one time after the whole Twitch mess, Dr. Disrespect was silent as a ghost. He bided his time, he waited, probably enjoyed his mini vacation, and then all of a sudden he comes back and decides to go to YouTube to continue his streaming career. But a few years later, he is caught up in another allegations, not only is Twitch related, but also had something to do with him whispering to a young minor. And the people that used to support Dr. Disrespect, Tim the Tabman, Dr. Lupo, Z-Liner, Courage, as well as other streamers that used to support Doc, turned their backs on him. They turned their backs on him, and pretty much with good reason. I'm not going to fault them on anything. Because they don't want to, I guess they don't want to be involved when it comes to that allegation. They would most rather move on and not get involved with that mess than to be part of it. Because otherwise, if one of them, let's say Tim, for example, if he were to have stayed and support Doc throughout this whole allegation problem, and Doc all of a sudden comes back to not only YouTube, but in the latest platform called Rumble, who knows? Tim would have been right there beside Doc, making boatloads of money from both Rumble and YouTube, all at the same time, making both of them bigger stars than they were. But no, it's just Doc. It's just Doc. And I guess that goes to show who your friends are and who is actually not your friend. Oh, can't forget about Nick Merckx either. But in that respect, I can understand their reasons why they don't want to further themselves involved with Doc, because of the whole whisper to the minor allegations and stuff. And they moved on. Doc moved on. They're both happy. So this is all good. It don't matter to me. I listen to my R&B music from the 80, 90, and 2000s. Respect to you. Respect to you. I was raised on gospel music because my parents always listened to them all the time. There was one time when Papa X1 bought a Carmen album for the first time in the form of a tape cassette, and then Mama X1 had Kurt Franklin stomp. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Wow. And no, James, it's not gas from Cream of Wheat or KFC. It's from a big lunch called the Carryout. So leave me alone. Yeah, James, you freaking clown, man. Well, what am I gonna do with you? But nah, the point I'm trying to say is that both sides of both Doc, Tim, Nick, Lupo, Courage, Z-Liner, they both went they all went their separate ways and they moved on. They practically moved on. Doc making twice more money than those guys, but I definitely think that they don't care anyway because they're happy with where they're at, and that's all there is to it. As long as both sides are happy, I don't think they don't have to carry that beef for a while. They just, just create a wall so that they won't affiliate with each other, collide or talk with each other. I think Nick got most of the heat off of Doc too. So I guess that's one of the main reasons why that they moved on. Uh let's see. Number nine. Number nine. John Cena retires in 2025. You can't see me. You can't see me. Man, John Cena was one of those guys. Whether you love him or hate him, whether he's unpopular or not. I mean, I just recently looked at a John Cena video when he first started, that he was the most unpopular wrestler in the back because of his because of his work ethic and how he's carrying the company on his back. I guess the wrestlers back then that was either jealous of Cena or upset at Cena because he disrespects the company. Whoever accused him of that back then pretty much is going to regret the day that they should not have. There's a long list of things that I remember John Cena do. Like, for example, the fact when he started his career off, when he was the doctor of Thugonomics. I think I even remembered that time when John Cena first started, when he volunteered for Kurt Angle's open challenge. I'd say Cena put up a fight, but Kurt Angle in the end beat him. And then, Cena would go on to be one of the biggest legends in WWE. Oh boy, I could probably talk about WWE for a minute. Like, for example, Randy Orton. I mean, there is a truck full of memes, a truck full of RKO videos. Some of them which were both impressive and hilarious at the same time. Rey Mysterio, he's like the mini-sized version of Spider-Man, as well as his son Dominic Mysterio. That man certainly has a future. If only he doesn't, get down and dirty on certain matches. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm saying, like, there's a reason why Rey Mysterio whooped the tar out of his son's behind at WrestleMania. I remember that. I remember the highlights of that. Dom, good luck on your career in WWE. I seriously am wishing you the best, but one of these days, and I am certainly seeing cracks in the Judgment Day, which means it's only a matter of time before all of them go their separate ways, which to me is sad, because without Priest or the most attractive diva in WWE, Rhea Ripley, yeah, the Judgment Day is nothing more than thugs. Street trash? I mean, really? Y'all would name your group Street Trash instead of just sticking to Judgment Day. All rise for the Judgment Day. I think I remember Edge starting that group off. He started the group off with Raya, with Priest. This was before Edge moved to another company, which is AEW, I think, or TNA. I thought that we was about to see another group that's going to last for a couple of months, couple of years maybe. Right up until it all went crashing down just a few short days later. And Edge is now in another wrestling company while Damian and Raya continue growing the Judgment Day faction right up until Raya becomes champion, Dom became champion, and Priest became champion. I think both Priest and Raya is the dangerous individuals out of all the WWE superstars. But then again, there are other sharks in the river than the two that I just named. Oh man. And Styles, don't get me started with AJ Styles. I've seen his career grew from TNA to finally to WWE. And he is not called the Phenomenal One for nothing. As well as Samoa Joe that came after. Ooh, those Joe is gonna kill you, Joe is gonna kill you chants. Oh man. Oh man. Ah, boy. Yeah. That was something. All right. On to number 10. Paris Olympics 2024 was tarnished by transgenders. I mean, some of you guys remember how the Paris Olympics started and how it ended when the big man upstairs got involved after that. You think they would learn their lesson by now that God cannot be mocked. That's all I'm going to say for that matter, because I'm not going to talk about it further. They would dare start the Paris Olympics off with the mockery of the Last Supper of Jesus, and then after that there was a certain boxer who that person's name that for the life of me I don't know is there was a certain boxer in the women's division in the boxing sport in the Paris Olympics. This person wasn't even a woman, and all of you guys know how that ended. It was both disgraceful and embarrassing in a Paris Olympics event. And if I were to have been half the dudes on in Paris or back in the States, they would have jumped him by now. Make him hurt the way he hurt her. Stupid stuff. No, my goodness. I want to go on for Swag Lord. What's up, man? Oh, not much. Happy holidays to you as well. Thank you for coming. But yeah, we was We was just going over events of what happened in 2024, swag. So far you kind of missed the majority of that of the conversation. We went from number 1 all the way up to number 10 right now. Currently, I'm currently talking about the Paris Olympics 2024, which was tarnished by transgenders who mocked the Last Supper, and um, a certain person in the women's division, uh, who is technically not a woman, but someone who had men chromosomes, somewhat. I mean, technically, it was a he. It was a he duking it out with a woman in boxing, and I'm pretty much surprised some people haven't jumped that dude yet. Road to 800. Let's go. Yeah, man. I didn't even watch that nonsense. Well, good. Good thing you didn't. Good thing I didn't. Man, it was a circus. How many how many WH you need? What does WH stand for? What does WH stand for, swag? But yeah, I'm not gonna go any further than what just happened in the Paris Olympics, because hopefully next year they'll do better, and hopefully not to involve any um transgender mockeries. Watch hours for monetization. Dang. Uh I think I may have lost count. No, but I forgot. I think it's like around 3,000 or 3,000 something. I I forgot. I forgot, swag. I forgot about that. Dang. I completely forgot. But I know it's around the 3,000. Three It's around that number. I kind of don't know at this time. All right, on to number 11. 3,000 North Korean soldiers are inside Russia for possible combat deployment to Ukraine. Well, you should be close. Well, I'm technically not all that close, and I'm not too pressed with trying to reach monetization status on YouTube. I mean, if I were to talk about that for a minute, um, if some of you guys get to this part of the video and wondering what would be my biggest goals are for my YouTube channel, for my Twitch channel, I want it to be as big as the rest of the streamers are. I want my community to be so big that that not only would I have enough for a community, what not only that, but I don't I don't know at this far, but if I did reach partnership with YouTube, then Lord only knows what I would do. None of you, I think, weren't there when around that time when I was streaming Devil May Cry 5. I had an email from Twitch saying that I've reached affiliate status, and in the middle of that stream, I was on the floor in tears because this life-changing achievement tells you that hard work pays off, and that no matter the circumstances, if nobody wasn't there to watch my videos, or I don't get any views or whatnot when it comes to me streaming, then um I would still continue and make it a blog or something like that. But it's Lord only knows, if I were to be partnered with YouTube, I would be ecstatic. I would be ecstatic about that. I'm getting a new monitor on Monday for Christmas. I can run your playlist on the PC. Ooh, okay. Well then, hey, let me know ahead of time, and we'll talk about that. Gotta have some YouTube goals for 2025. True. Um, my goals are still going to be the same, trying to grow my channel as big as possible. Because my channel is always going to be about fun and interaction with all my future subscribers and future viewers alike, and give them the most decent, if not the best gameplay I would possibly have. Um, all at the same time, trying to interact with them, getting to know the community that I've built with the original members of my community as well. Hold on, folks. It looks like we're about to have company.
Hey, John.
And it sounds like Mama X1, so I might gonna have to move this stream someplace elsewhere. Stand by, folks. Okay, never mind. At the door, that was one of Mama X1's contacts that kind of helped us out in a jam. What happened was, this was on my birthday, December 15th. We was about to celebrate my birthday that day until we had a drainage problem. The toilet and the tub got stocked up in the basement of our bathroom. I mean, good thing I didn't take a picture of it. Maybe I should have, so I can give you a picture of what that monstrosity was like. But it was a mess, and it took us a long time to clean it. It was a mess. And I was mad that day because it happened on my birthday. Hold on for 1 second. Yeah, I'm in the kitchen, Mom, just in case. I'm still going to be in here for a few minutes, and then after that, I'll turn everything off. All right.
Did you get in touch with Drew?
Not yet, Ma. Oh, blurt the man's name out. Really? No. Here we go.
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I promise I'll turn them all off.
Okay.
All right. All right, my apologies about that. I wanted to make sure that I'm, in my peace and quiet zone. Excuse me. Yeah, I've been belching now for the past hour. Probably because I ate a big lunch. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, Swag. We had a drainage in the basement, and the toilet as well as the tub was stocked up. It was a mess. I mean, it was almost a flood in the basement, and we had to move everything out from the basement to outdoors. And most of the stuff that we got in the basement were junk, which should have been gone years ago. I suppose Mama X1 and my sisters alike do have their reasons for wanting to keep the stuff that they got because memories, memories. I mean, you would want to keep the one thing that have made your childhood golden. And it's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but too much junk, too much junk is just uh-uh. But yeah, number 11, 3,000 North Korean soldiers are inside Russia for possible combat deployment to Ukraine. Everybody knows that World War III is on the horizon and it will soon approach with everything that's going on. Russia versus Ukraine, Iran versus the whole world, um, a terrorist organization within one of the countries, Al Qaeda, not Al Qaeda, well, probably Al Qaeda, yeah. Al Qaeda, Hezbollah, those guys versus the world. Uh, North Korean versus South Korean. I mean, all of them at some point is going to gather against Israel. And then once that happens, the big man himself, Jesus, is going to practically show them who's really king of this whole universe. And that's a fact. That is a fact. But yeah, there's a possibility that the Koreans is going to get involved with Russia to take down Ukraine, and if it hasn't already happened yet, I'm pretty sure it has already begun. And this won't be the last we'll ever hear of the news of Ukraine, Russia, and the 3,000 North Korean soldiers that is tagging along with the Russians to take down Ukraine. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. And I am telling you, this will not be the last we'll ever hear of them. This concludes part one. Now on to part two. And it ain't much. We got four to go. I think you guys will probably wouldn't want to talk about that either. So here goes. At number 12, we got at number 12, Donald Trump becomes the next president. 47th president, I should say. Oh man. I can't begin to tell you just how many people that were posting the Donald Trump dance after they found out that hold on. YouTube alert, YouTube alert, YouTube alert.
Well, can you cancel it?
No.
Are you live?
Mm-hmm.
Can you wait till I fully step in?
You didn't fully step in. No, I'm serious. You didn't step in all the way. The phone didn't see you. It didn't see you.
What am I supposed to stop?
What were you trying to get?
Nothing.
No. Let me say. Yeah, I did. Oh, pretty. Yeah, I cannot begin to tell you just how many TikTok videos of the Donald Trump dance. I can't even do it, so I don't know. What did I can't even remember how he did it. Yeah, I can't do it. Never mind. I'm serious. I don't even know how this Donald Trump dance does it. I mean, it was like dun 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 dun. Dun. Oh my gosh. I have been seeing a heck of a lot of Donald Trump dances. It's the easiest dance. It's the easiest dance, but uh, all I know is how he does this, and then like dun 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 dun. The Donald Trump swag. Oh boy, the Donald Trump swag dance. Wow, that's something. Oh man, I mean, as soon as we all found out, and we all knew it, we all knew that Donald Trump was going to be the next president. I mean, who in their right mind were to vote for Kamala Harris, who has no daggone idea what she's going to do for the country, when Donald Trump has firsthand experience at what he can do for this country? And with all respects to Kamala and to Trump, Kamala just needs to take notes at how of how the previous presidents of the United States handles this country. I kind of wish they would take the inflation down, let alone the housing prices, let alone veterans. Uh, I mean, a proper retirement for veterans, gas prices. I mean, need I say more? I think I kind of forgot after those. Donald Trump swag dance. That's gonna be a new one. Yo man. Dun 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 dun. Yo man. Dun 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 dun. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Yeah, now I'm singing, James. Now I'm singing. Sorry if I'm bleeding your ears. Seeing as though you never liked my singing. I mean, daggone. Wonder how your singing voice is, James. I mean, I'm just asking. Just asking. Yeah. Donald Trump, 47th president. His inauguration, I know, is next year. After all the stuff that Donald Trump went through, they couldn't stop him. Donald Trump is like the Juggernaut from the X-Men. When you try to stop a man from running you over, how should I put this? Seeing as though every one of us knew that Donald Trump was going to win the presidency, and that Kamala would be like not only the laughing stock but also a joke. And besides, it wouldn't even be right for. Well, I'm not going to go any further than that because, as far as I know, George Clooney and um, Miss Degenerate kind of flew the states, never to return. And I think everybody else just did not care whatsoever. I mean, I saw a meme when somebody posted the Statue of Liberty pointing this way, saying, "There's the door." That was cold. Same with Miss Degenerate, who flew to London, never to return as well. Okay. Arrivederci, don't forget to write. Seeing as though you guys done lost your money in the helping Kamala win the presidency. And God bless him, President Biden. I mean, all due respects to Biden, he's done. I mean, he just done. I mean, he did a fine job, but I think Trump will take it from there. Alongside Trump would be Elon Musk as well as JF Kennedy. Yeah, 2025 is going to be a very, very interesting year. Hopefully, not an apocalyptic one. Because if it were to happen, and if the unexpected happens, that is biblical, then if I were you, I would make peace with the people that you have a grudge with, the people that you are mad at, the parents that you haven't talked to in a while, the friends that you haven't talked to in a while, the friends that you had a grudge match with or whatever. I would make peace with them all. Because you never know if you would have taken your last breath, and then depending on who you believe, you may end up in heaven or you may end up in hell. Lord only knows I've already made peace with Anderson Gaming a couple of years back. I believe JP was there. I'm definitely not going to get into that because that beef has been squashed permanently. But knowing Anderson Gaming, I'm pretty sure he's doing well in his respective channel. And I wish him nothing but the best from one fellow streamer to another, as well as his community. I just hope he doesn't abandon it and never give up on it. He just need to remember where he came from and how he started, and just to never give up on it. Who? It was a long time ago. Never heard of him. That's fine. That's fine. All I can tell you is that beef has been squashed a long time ago, and that kind of started with me talking about him when I should have investigated further. Doomslayer was telling me stuff. Okay, so the short version of that story, I'll just put it out there. The short version of the story is that while I was streaming Gotham Knights, Doomslayer was telling me about Anderson, and I went on to say stuff that I should not have said, that I've assumed, and that kind of got me into a verbal argument with a fellow streamer. Well, the short end of the stick is that beef has been squashed already. I accused him without investigating. That's my fault. And we both had words that's already been said. And when it nearly escalated further on Anderson's side of the board, I wanted to squash that immediately. So me and I had Doomslayer post an apology video, um, apologizing to him, and then Anderson forgave us, of course, but doesn't want to associate with both of us, which is understandable because that's yeah. Um, we were toxic back then, so that's my own fault. I've owned up to it, and I moved on from it. So both of us moved on, and I'm pretty sure he reached a large amount of subscribers ever since that day, and he's still continuing to do even better and even reaching even greater heights on his channel. So I wish him nothing but the best for him. It's never squashed until he apologizes to me, Abandoned Boys, and Kel Universe. Well, I think he might have. I think he might have apologized as well. I think we both already said our apologies. As a matter of fact, like I said, the short end of that stick is this: we've already squashed our beefs, and we went on our separate ways. He doesn't know this, but I was checking on him to see how he's doing, and of course, he's doing well. He's doing a heck of a lot well. I'm pretty sure he already reached partnership with YouTube, so I not only would want to give a shout out to Anderson Gaming, but I would also want to congratulate him, belated congratulate him on his achievements in that respect. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And besides, I don't have time for grudges. I would rather squash grudges, squash beefs, and move on. Dude screwed him. He owes us an apology. He is the most toxic, stuck up, egotistical fool I've ever seen. Dang. And this is with Abandoned Boys and Kel Universe. I think I know Abandoned Boys, as a matter of fact. Nah, I'm smoking on Anderson rolling him up in a backwood. Nah, man, don't talk about the man. Don't talk about the man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Unless if we have probable cause, don't talk about other streamers whatsoever. Don't even talk about Anderson either. Besides, like I said, I would rather squash beefs. I would rather squash arguments altogether because personally, I hate arguments. I hate it. Don't have time for it. I won't forgive that fool. He had his chances. Well, that I can understand, but just leave Anderson out of it. Leave Anderson out of it. Leave Anderson alone. That's it. That's it. And besides, we've already moved on. Besides, I'm just acknowledging the man. That's all. Personal beef with him. He slandered my name in a 40-minute long video. Dang. Well, I would ask, but something tells me I don't even want to know. Ronald, what's up, man? And applesauce. Oh man, now you got me thinking about applesauce. My gosh. Applesauce. Wow. Man, I I would ask about that going back to you, Swag, but I don't think I don't want to know at this time. Excuse me. Golly. I gotta stop eating big lunches. I'll never respect him. We offered for him to come on to open panel and have man-to-man conversation, but he ducked out. Well, knowing Anderson, if he is like me, he doesn't like arguments either and doesn't have time for it. So if anything, I'd let it go. Grudges can hold a person down and can hold a person back. You carry this grudge and it's going to become a poison that's going to mess you up. And next thing you know, you're going to end up making stupid mistakes that you never should have had. I ought to know, because I almost made the stupidest mistake of arguing with the man as well. So yeah, I was wise enough to squash that beef. So it's done. That's it. All right, but on to number 13. TikTok may possibly be banned next year in January 19th. Well, I would say it's nice knowing TikTok. I would really say it's nice knowing TikTok, seeing as though the owner of TikTok already got his butt flame broiled at a hearing in front of Congress. Him, the owner of Facebook, both of them got their behinds flame broiled and got their behinds boiled in a crock pot in front of Congress, and they just got themselves roasted on whatever mistakes that they did on their platform. And that's it was a horrible sight to see. It's almost like an execution. You can't lie on people, then say you don't want to talk and prove those lies. Man to man, he's a coward and a lame. And he lives in India. Enough said. They play with poop, literally, no joke. Dang. 40 minutes is diabolical. Not only is 40 minutes of roasting a man, disrespecting a man, embarrassing a man can be diabolical, but it could lead to severe consequences and would want a shootout or just getting physical with them. There was a news report once of a female streamer being stalked by somebody on the other side of the state. I'd say from either Canada or Cuba. Not Cuba, but I think somewhere in Canada. And he was arrested later on after he stabbed the streamer. So yeah, I would be careful with accusations thrown to random people, because you never know when they would respond back in kind. Besides, it'll just lead to consequences unknown. But yeah, TikTok. TikTok is about to be banned next year on the 19th of January, and there's pretty much either nothing none of us can do about it, or we can do something about it. We can put up a petition to see if we can keep TikTok alive. Even the 47th president, Trump, decides to get involved with TikTok. he already talking about trying to hold the law off and banning TikTok, because I think Trump knew that TikTok um, is a moneymaker type of app that other streamers are streaming on. I even know a couple of streamers on TikTok that would probably be displeased about it, but at the same time, knowing them, they have already made their accounts at limit 8. Even one of them even told me to make an account for limit. Um, Pedorius, Pedorius, he was the dude that told me that, and he's a TikTok streamer as well. I even know some female streamers um who are um expert in, I would say they're experts in fitness. That's what I would want to say. Um the female streamers that I know are Gigi and Caroline, Caroline Marquez. I've Caroline I followed from the very beginning. It's just that I forgot which year it was, after uh year 2015, 16, or 17, one of those years. We've known each other back then through TikTok, and now next thing you know, we both play together on Destiny. And to me, it was like one of the most highlighted and exciting days of my life, playing with another streamer who is popular. Kindness can get you a long way. I was respectful to both Caroline and Gigi's TikTok pages. When you're cool with another streamer that you watch, and that this streamer knows you for more than a year or two, then they would want you to be part of their group, part of their community. For you to hang with them or her. It was the most exciting experiences I had with Caroline, playing with her on Destiny. I even tried to help her beat Destiny Final Shape, but come to find out, she prefers PvP matches other than stories, so that's pretty much fine. And she's also on a time limit as well, so it's still great to play with other streamers on TikTok. He don't know we gangsters in real life. YouTube is entertainment, but keep the same energy IRL and see what happened. Oh man. Oh man. You know what, Ronald? Yeah, you you have a point. But yeah, there's still some, well, not Ronald. Swag, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I thought you were Ronald. Oh, now I need glasses. But yeah, Swag, you got a point. You got a point. But I didn't even know you were gangster in real life. That's what's up, though. Alrighty. But yeah, if there is something that you can do to help save TikTok, then I'd say do it before it's too late. And now on to number 15. The end of New Day and Goldberg's retirement match. Here's the short end of the stick on New Day. New Day in WWE, they were the most entertaining group I have ever seen in WWE. They even hosted WrestleMania where the Hardys returned for a ladder match. There was like a short amount of memories that I have with New Day. Kofi becoming champion, Xavier becoming king of the, I think what was it? I think he's king of the ring. King of the Ring, and at some point he became champion as well, tag team champs, I believe, with Big E and Kofi. It's one of the two. I think it's one of the two. But yeah, the New Day had some memorable moments right up until it went crashing down all of a sudden when they were fed up with the waiting for Big E to recover, and suddenly now they decide to split. The look of shock on the WWE universe's faces right now, I wish you can see it. It's like their dog just died. That's their reaction to the end of New Day. Will it be a new day for Kofi and Xavier, period, with the WWE universe? Probably not. And seeing as though those two guys are going to turn heel and Big E is probably never going to return, which I know he's going to return, and in a big way. And that will someday make Kofi and Xavier regret the day that they never should have did what they did in the middle of that ring, especially when they're celebrating their anniversary. And Raw is moving to Netflix next year in January. Man, the fireworks now. I already heard that Becky Lynch is about to make a return herself. The wife of Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins, who is already having a long time beef with CM Punk. Really? The Straight Edge versus the Architect. I wonder who's going to win that battle when they face off in a pay-per-view match. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Oh, man. And as for Goldberg, Goldberg. Oh, boy. I was a Goldberg fan back in WCW. Goldberg was a freaking beast. He was a freaking monster. At one point, he wanted to be called the Hybrid, but the powers that be gave him the name Goldberg, and then all of a sudden, not only does the name stick, but his undefeated streak in WCW kind of matches up with that reputation. Oh boy, Goldberg is like the juggernaut of the X-Men also, because Goldberg cannot be stopped. But the only thing that stopped him was a taser by Kevin Nash. Really? If you can't beat the man, cheat the man. I think Goldberg was ticked off back then when they screwed Goldberg. And I think Nash and Scott Hall was part of the NWO back then when Kevin Nash handed Goldberg the teaser of defeat. And then Scott Hall were to finish him off with the razor's edge. And then 1, 2, 3, the streak is over, all because they couldn't beat the man. What is it that Ric Flair would say? To be the man, you got to beat the man. But seeing as though someone cannot beat the man, they would tase the man. What the heck does that tell you? It's a long time ago, of course, but I remember that match plain as day. Goldberg versus Scott Hall. Kevin Nash came in with the taser and bzzz, and then off comes Goldberg's undefeated streak. Oh well. Oh well. But as for Goldberg's retirement match, too bad it ain't gonna be well, what's the dude's name? Carbon? Carbon, I think. Because I think he got fired or released from WWE. So who will be Goldberg's retirement match next year? Who's the man that's going to help retire Goldberg? Who knows? Perhaps someday we'll never know until it's revealed to us, especially as to John Cena's retirement tour next year. For those of you that don't know, John Cena is officially going to retire next year, and he will be making the performance of a lifetime for the last time throughout 2025. He will be there in all pay-per-views as long as he's not injured. He will be there from there to WrestleMania. Only the question is, who's going to be John Cena's final opponent at WrestleMania? Will it be CM Punk, Randy Orton, KO, who's becoming a butt right now to Cody Rhodes, or Cody Rhodes for that matter? I mean, there has been talks about Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Or it could be against Solo, or it can be against Roman, although Roman does have issues of his own with Solo Sikoa and his bloodline. Although Roman may be the OTC, which stands for Original Tribal Chief. I've also been a fan of Roman Reigns, since he started Solo when the Shield broke up. Seth Rollins' fault. I mean, it's almost the same way as to how Dave Bautista started his career, and he's one of my favorite wrestlers. Alongside Sting, Lex Luger. Sting was my first favorite wrestler. Lex Luger was the second. Roman Reigns was third. No, Dave Bautista was third. Roman Reigns was fourth. I'm sorry. So it was Sting, Lex Luger, Dave Bautista, and Roman Reigns. 4 individuals that I'm fans of. Now, Dave Bautista, he was built different. He wasn't called the Animal for nothing. When he sprouted his wings and fly with no Red Bulls attached. Hello? Am I still here? Can anybody see me? Y'all see me? Testing, because I think my phone acted up. Can anybody hear me? Anybody? Well, I don't know who can hear me, but Well, I guess we can move on. If anybody can hear me, because I can already tell that this phone is about to give out on me. So I will skip on to number 16. Denzel Washington becomes a minister in training. We've already talked about that earlier. Imagine how shocked I am when Denzel became a minister. An actor becomes a minister in training. I already know that Denzel's going to move up from minister to pastor to bishop. So long as he stays the course of becoming becoming the man that he was trying to be. I think he'll do just fine. I think Denzel Washington will do just fine. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the live. I don't know if this phone is still working or not. I don't know if this live video is still live or not. But for those of you that are watching this video, I thank you for watching. I thank you for spending time with me. If you're on chat watching, or if you're lurking, thank you. A lot of stuff that happened. I'm sure glad all of us are still here. And I'm glad all of you are still here. So to the 722 subscribers, I thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. And thank you for always dropping by to the chat whenever you have time to talk or to hang. Thank you for coming. And I just wanted to say God bless you, to you and your families. And let us march towards the end of 2024 to the beginning of 2025. Next week, I will be revealing the games that I will be streaming in 2025. You've already seen one of them if you weren't there on Twitch. It is a hint of things to come. And the game that I haven't beaten yet on YouTube, which is Final Fantasy 16. That too is going to be carried over to 2025. Seeing as though Final Fantasy is known for its long stories. So I just want to put that out there ahead of time. All right, everyone. Time for me to hit the hay. But I do wanted to thank you for watching. Until the next stream or video, this is Jaden X1 telling you to keep it locked right here on YouTube and on Twitch. And I will see you on the battlefield next time. I'm stuttering. Yeesh. Have a blessed day, everybody. Michael D. Leon, big shout out to you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, as well as Fluffy Gaming. If you're watching this, thank you for subscribing as well. And I encourage all of you to share this video to who you know about this rare live video that I did. It might be interesting to some people. But all right, everyone, have a blessed day, and I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.